Hi. I just can't say welcome to Giants Baseball 101 today. I'm sorry, Giants fans, but it's just not there. It's not in me to be able to say that because the Giants are playing terrible baseball. They lost to the Rockies 7-4 today, and Alex Wood, his start was just very bad. He gave up 7 runs. And by the way, I don't want to hear that pitching's bad at Coors Field. I don't want to hear that often used excuse that has always been very unimpressive to me. The Giants dropped a game below 500. I just don't think there's room for us to have to listen to the Coors Field excuse right now about poor pitching, and I'm just not interested in that excuse because excuses don't impress me too much. It's the game's pitching, defense, and 3-run homers. I think Earl Weaver said that. It's like, and the Giants, they weren't getting any of those homers, at least not early in the game. Jock Peterson did hit a home run, though, in I think like the 7th inning. Then Austin Slater singled in. Can't remember whether that was a run or two later in the game, so it ended 7-4, but just a bad one for the Giants. And the Rockies are the 5th place team. And yeah, I was previously saying the Diamondbacks were, and I'm not sure exactly when it switched. It may have been after the Diamondbacks beat the Giants the last couple of games. I'm not sure when the D-backs pushed the Rockies down to 5th and moved up to 4th place, but yeah, was it because they beat the Giants in a couple? Well, I have to say I wasn't checking where the D-backs really were in the Giants. 4 games set against them, but now they lost to the Rockies. And the D-backs and the Rockies are just both teams that are below the Giants in the standings. It's pathetic. I don't know what stronger term I can use for this, but the Giants are losing games. Their past 3 games they've lost to teams that are not only below 500, but that have a worse record than the Giants, and who both have spent time as the 5th place team in the division this year. And that's not good. It has to stop. So I'm not here to hear about Coors Field. If anything, I'm just going to say the Giants offense, it's got to be able to beat that then and get things going early on in a game. But tonight was really bad, and there's no more room to lose to subpar teams. There is no more room to lose to teams that are far below average and below the level of the Giants. That's just, it can't happen anymore. And so you ask, okay, so you're saying they have to sweep those teams every time? And no, I'm saying to win the series. Like, it's got to be just about every time, because then the Giants' schedule is going to get tough again later on in this season. So what's there to say about it besides the Giants have to play better baseball? I don't know. It's just, and they've got Alex Cobb tomorrow, who has shown some success for the team this year, but also a lot of bad starts, and he has to pitch now at Coors Field, and we'll see what that does to him. It's just the bottom line is pitchers need to get outs at Coors Field, just like anywhere, or else all I can really say about it is the offense needed to be as good, and it's the same game, man. Pitching and hitting and defense, however you want to sum it up, and I can't take Coors Field as an excuse for pitching poorly, walking hitters, or giving up home runs, or really anything, because it's just, I'm not impressed. I think pitchers still need to pitch. But I will say, if Jacob Junis has to start in this series, which I believe he would on Sunday, one of the things they say about Coors Field is it's supposed to depress breaking balls and make them not as effective, and Junis relies so much on that slider. I'm just like, and it shouldn't. And from my perspective, pitchers need to be able to throw their stuff wherever they are. I've mentioned that a lot of times. You might be getting tired of hearing it, but it's just my perspective. But the Giants just have had a lot of times this year where they don't do anything that they need to do, and you could say they need to be able to do this wherever they are. But in the Giants' losing streaks this year, you know, it might be obvious, but it happens because they really don't do too much right that they need to do. So I'm worried about Junis making a start. You know, you could say, okay, Carlos Rodon does it on 3 days rest, maybe. Would that be better? I mean, Rodon relies on his slider a lot too. Is the All-Star going to be any better? I mean, Junis has pitched fairly well for the Giants this year, but he's also been sidelined by an injury. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. So like, if they had Rodon on 3 days of rest, which I believe is every bit as good as 4 days rest in the big picture, but I mean, we've also seen some cases in baseball where a starter will look less effective due to not having an extra day of rest, or I'm sure too, more effective on having maybe a 5th day of rest. So a lot of things can really happen, but I'm just saying, Jacob Junis starts on Sunday. It's like, I'm not taking Coors Field as an excuse for his slider not working right. I mean, they got to figure this thing out. But tomorrow, I think it'll be Alex Cobb, and we'll just have to see what happens there. The other component to the game is hitting, and I'm not... It's like both teams have to use the same ballpark, and they will have the same strengths and weaknesses in the ballpark. And all I know is that the Giants are in a higher place in the division than the Rockies, although that could change really fast if they continue not to perform well. So they need to win their games. That's all I can really say here. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you have not, especially when we're close to September. I want as many subscribers as I can get. Also, please either comment or email me at gabrielvaughn89@gmail.com. And with that, I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.